UN troops. Russia may be asked to send its own troops as part of this force. That's according to the British paper, the Daily Express. According to Mr. Hamilton, who is the Minister of Defense of Great Britain, this might have a positive. There might be a positive answer if the food of the Soviet troops will be paid for. But we don't know what's going to happen said about that in Russia. Now, the situation with regard to the deportation of 12 Palestinians in Israel has led to a complicated situation here. We have here the Islamic Conference. The Israeli delegation has refused to discuss the deportation in Poland. The protests are continuing over the prices. We have strikes of several enterprises in Krakow. There is a strike of protest called by Solidarity 80. Mr. Valensa admitted that life is getting worse. He is worse, which of late, has had too many theoreticians and now needs practical experts. A UN doctor and two members of UNICEF were wounded, and also one Russian was wounded. They were rendering assistance to persons who had suffered in the clashes. Since November, roughly 20,000 persons have perished in Somalia. A powerful bomb was exploded in Belfast. The IRA warned the police about this terrorist act. Several policemen who were conducting the evacuation were wounded during the explosion. In the Moscow airport, there was a plane which was not unloaded for a whole day. It was 120 tons of beef. What is this? More ridiculous Russian affairs? No, there were rumors that the meat was not acceptable as for human food. Documents were provided confirming that the meat was not infected. Only after that was the plane admitted to Moscow, but it was not unloaded since supplemental documents were likewise requested. Until the circumstances clarified, this plane will be sent to Murmansk, and we've learned that it's already in Murmansk. Now, you're going to see a few video reports which we have received by satellite. The police of Denver in America were curious about the unusual sounds coming from a private garage, and they fined the owner of the garage for $2,500 for keeping this lion, whose conduct is often, as we all know, unpredictable. In Harbin in China, the International Ice Festival has opened. The colorful sculptures and these fairy tale-like castles are an unusually beautiful view. That's the sports section coming up. You're listening to simultaneous interpretation from the Russian by John Glad. Good evening. Unexpectedly, the International Chess Championship ended in Italy. Kasparov had tied with Khalifman, Anand beat Beliavsky, and now has 6 points, and is in first place. He might be overtaken by Gelfand if he wins the postponed match with Karpov. He has 5.5 points. There are 3.5 days to the begin of the Olympic Games in Albertville. The Olympic flame torch has passed over the very many kilometers in the roads of France to take part in the ceremony. Roughly 2,000 athletes from 60 countries were taking place. The Olympic area occupies 1,600 square kilometers. There are 23 stations checking on the weather. 11.5 billion francs have been spent, but whether there'll be any profits will become clear only later. The athletes don't have much time left. Now they're checking out their forces, their abilities. This is Toni Nieminen from Finland. More than once has delivered traumatic blows to his opponents on the ski jump. in his ability. This Nieminen from Finland does not have any equals. For the time being, he has won the tournament of 4 ski jumps. Just as confident is Alberto Tomba in the slalom class, where he won over Armand Bittner. This was 24th victory. You have the impression that it's impossible to beat him if he doesn't make any mistakes himself. Evidently, the Olympic season has its special requirements. But he's achieved almost everything, but for him, it's all a matter of prestige. And he's leading in the World Cup Championship. In the Flying Dutchman Yacht Championship, we see 2 French brothers who are winning, and Vincent Berger, who have received no penalties. In the group of leaders, they are basically Europeans, and that's not an accident, since this class of sailing is the most popular in Europe. The Paris-Tripoli Cape Town rally is taking place. It's crossed the equator. More than half of the path is over. Of the 333 cars machines which began, only 109 are left. Our Kamazes are still running, with Viktor Moskovsky as the best team. Andrei and Tatiana did not start. This is the weather coming up. In Murmansk, it's -12 to -17 Celsius. Karelia, -2 to -7. In Belarus, it's -4 to +1 with precipitation. Ukraine, -1 to +4. In the south, +5 to +9. Middle Volga, -2 to -7. A little snow. Kazakhstan, -5 to +3. Snow in the west and north. Uzbekistan, +3 to +8. Snow in the mountains. In Perm, -10 to -15. In Novosibirsk, Tomsk, and Kemirovskaya region is -3 in the Altai, -3 to -8. Krasnoyarsk, -27 to -32. And in the east, -40. In Yakutia, it gets down to -47. That's more than 50 degrees below Fahrenheit. Here it's in Magadan, it's -3 to -43, terribly cold. In the Kuril Islands, 0 to -5, a little bit of snow. St. Petersburg, -1 to -3. Moscow, -7, -9 at night, and -3 to -5 in the daytime. You've been listening to simultaneous interpretation from the Russian by John Glad. And this has been a program of the Informational Television Agency.